Welcome, everybody. So
Thank you.
today we are with Dr. Arut Siva, who is a holistic heart healer, as well as a regenerative and preventative medicine practitioner. So, Dr. Arut, could you explain what is the difference, in your opinion, between Eastern medicine and Western medicine?
Um, See, Eastern medicine focuses mainly on, in India, there are different things called Siddha, Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, and things like that. In China, it is acupuncture, auriculopuncture, pulse reading, face analysis, tongue analysis, quite a number. Even in my own tradition, we call Varma points. It means by touching certain points in the body, they can start to heal. So Eastern medicine is also have a part in alchemy. Like as I told you, this is a mercury bead, whereas in Western medicine, they can't actually solidify a mercury. It can be done only by an alchemical process in Tamil Siddha tradition. And they've been doing it for thousands of years. And not everyone can do it as well. You need to have an initiation and then to do. So Eastern medicine mostly works with nature, understanding nature. Whereas Western medicine, we talk mainly about what has developed over the last 100 years, is about disease, symptoms, signs, and treating it with medications only. Whereas Eastern is very holistic approach. It includes diet, lifestyle, mind, meditation, mindfulness, a lot of other things, sound healing, um, grounding, quite a number. I mean, it means basically, would say it's way of life, Eastern. And Western, as said, it's purely like a drug approach or like a surgical approach, which also has been practicing in East in the past as well. But again, when you say Western medicine, even in West, they have been practicing herbalism, shamanism, all for a long time. So we have to split between like medicine, natural medicine, and the current even drug based medicine. We should be very specific, because when we say Western medicine, then we don't speak about all this herbalism and all the stuff which has been, they also have been taking it for hundreds and thousands of years. Yeah. So are you referring to the current method of just treating every disease and symptoms with the medicine and a
Yes.
drug?
Yes.
Okay.
So I think it's a good comparison, and it also leads us quite well to the question of like how do you think the current modern Western medicine could integrate with more like Eastern or more naturopathic medicine? Is there a
Okay.
way that they can integrate?
Oh yes. Previously, in the oldest hospital I worked in Singapore, they were purely focused on Western approach, drug, surgery, and all those things. But since 1998, they started to integrate traditional Chinese medicine. And Indian government is the best in the world because they recognizes five system of as a medicine. They call Ayush. A for Ayurveda, Y for yoga and naturopathy, U for Unani, which is a Muslim system of medicine, S for Siddha, which is my Tamil system of medicine, AYUSH for homeopathy. Whereas no other government in the world have this kind of a unified healing system. All these five people are called as doctors. They all go through 5 to 5.5 years of study plus 2 years of hands-on experience and everything. So that I would call as the best way to move forward.
Like an integrated medicine, because they
Yes.
still go through the basics like anatomy,
Oh, everything.
physiology. Yeah.
I mean, the first 3 years, the syllabus is the same. Then Western medicine, they have their own syllabus, and homeopathy, they have their own syllabus. Ayurveda and Siddha have their own syllabus. Else,
Okay.
it's the same.
Now, slightly different question. So, how how do you consider what is the true human potential?
Human potential about.
Yes, it's if one lives healthy, if one lives a good life, what are humans capable of truly? Because somebody maybe just accepts the normal kind of way of living. It's like food, TV, sex, sleep, and that's a lot of people believe that, oh, that this is what it means to be human. But then if we look into yogis, and if we look into meditation practitioners, it almost, some people say, oh, they have superpowers. But it seems to be that there is certain powers, capabilities that humans have lost because they went, maybe, for example, out of nature.
Yes.
And but that potential is in us. So now I think, I hope I explained the question better. If one approaches life consciously and works on himself through various tools, what is the true human potential?
It's infinite. Infinite. Human species are the only unique and the most sophisticated species on this planet, where either we can apply our wisdom for good or do things which is out of wisdom, which is to destroy our own lives. And sadly, that is what has been happening for the last 100 years. Destroying the planet, destroying the ecology, destroying species, plant species, animal species, insect species. A lot of things has been destroyed because of our appetite for growth. We are looking for infinite growth on a finite planet resources. How is that possible? It's not possible. And that's why everything now is progressing at a rapid state. Like most of my relatives, they live between 80 to 100. Why? They're all farmers. They live in a very quiet place, fresh air, fresh water, clean food. Like my dad, his food comes just 15 minutes before he eats. The food will be ready. And after he finishes, they will discard the rest because they don't have the habit of putting it in a mortuary and reheating up and eating again. I refer refrigerator as a mortuary. You put the cooked food inside, it's really some mortuary. But you put fresh ones inside, then it is a refrigerator. You mean you prolong the life. But because our current way of doing things is what accelerating our reducing our lifespan. Like at 54, I'm not on any medications. My dad at 85, he's not on any diabetic, BP, cholesterol drug, which most people are taking it from 30 now. Why? First is mind, contentment, working with circadian rhythm. They all wake up at sunrise, sleep at sunset. They're not looking into night movies or addicted to phones, tablets, internet, nothing. They still lead a life connected to nature. They follow nature. Look at birds. When the sun sets, they go back to the trees. They don't go into shopping mall. They don't go and chit chat. They don't go and socialize. But look at what we are doing. We say the night is still young. City never sleeps. But in that process, people go under 6 feet under at a much faster rate. And especially now after COVID, I see a lot of young people are dying now, which I have not seen before. I even lost some of my good friends. In fact, I said I didn't even vaccinate until now. I was kissing people who got COVID to see whether I can get COVID. But until now, I didn't even get COVID. Why? I invested time, money, and efforts in first learning and how to maintain my health. Whereas people focus on treating sickness, whereas I invested my time, money, and efforts in staying healthy, and that paid off. Until now, I didn't even get COVID at all, in spite of me traveling non-stop for the last 3 years. That's called resilience. And what COVID really proved is people are unhealthy. The world is unhealthy. The environment is unhealthy. If the same trend continues by 2100, there will be less people in this world because a lot of people are now infertile. I had a doctor from overseas. She said in a city in the past, there used to be one, then she remembers about 3 IVF clinics, and now she says there are 153 IVF clinics. What does that say? We are losing our ability to have kids naturally.
And the endocrine system is very responsive to these toxins and this body state. If the body is stressed out and the cortisol, adrenaline, and then it's not prioritizing reproduction, if it's devoid of nutrients, if it's high in stress hormones. But at the same time, there's so many toxins right now and so much inflammation.
So much. From the air to the water to the food. it's completely polluted. Yeah,
But
because
for
of our, I think I should use the word because of our stupidity. Ignorance sounds nice, but it's actually stupidity and greed.
But what does that mean for the species as of
We are going
humans?
to, okay,
If that's if that trend continues, that young couples, I think, is now like 1 in 5 young couples cannot actually produce a child.
yes.
So if that trend continues, that's not like, if you just think about evolutionary biology, that's not a good
That's not a good
good
thing at
trend.
all. Yeah. Like you see, my dad is 85. He's still fit. He's not using any walking stick. His hearing is good. His cognition is fantastic. Eyesight is still good. He just wears on reading glasses. But I don't see that with a lot of people here in the cities. All stressed up life, fast food, eat without chewing, not enough rest, always under stress, always chasing something. And that's definitely, I mean, we can see world, actually a lot of people are now, the world population is slowly starting to plummet.
So overall, as I understood, like to conclude, like in your opinion, like the human potential is limitless. It's like
It's
infinite, and what it's really about what we choose to do, where we put our time and energy
yes,
and efforts. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
so yeah, thank you.
It's infinite potential. Yeah.